Hi, my love. Welcome again to another episode of Lazy Cosmetics. We're going to go in with doing the makeup. This time around, we are going to be Maleficent, you guys. I am using concealer to clear out any of the eyebrows. You guys can do this first with glue stick first, but since I don't have very thick hairs, I don't need to do too much. And we're just pretty much lightening this just to get actually the brows to look thinner than what my actual brows are without having to shave them off. And then we're going to go in and seal them with a translucent powder. We're adding 2 layers of concealer. I'm waiting for the concealer to kind of dry a little bit to give it that second layer. You don't want to go on top of it while it's so wet and condensed. You want to make sure that it has a little bit of dryness. And then I'm using translucent powder to seal it, like I said. We're going to go in there with Anastasia Beverly Hills pomade. We're doing an underline, and like I said, I'm doing it a little bit higher than my actual brows and a lot thinner than what my brows are, just to give it that Maleficent kind of eyebrow look without just making it look like one thin pencil, and just kind of building it up, giving it little strokes up and down. If you guys want to see a single eyebrow tutorial, you guys can go look at my previous videos and see more of an eyebrow tutorial. And now we're concealing it on the bottom just like you would with regular concealer, just to make it look clean and hide any of the little extra hairs. Sorry, I was filming from the bottom, you guys. I promise I'm going to film from the top on the next one, you guys. But I had too many cameras because we were live on Instagram. On YouTube, on TikTok, on everywhere. So, I was trying to multitask and I had no more spaces where this camera could go. But I promise I'm going to give you guys a different angle. I started with a dark purple, but it was too dark. So then I went in with a lavender. Remember, whatever you do to one, you do to the other one. And it's fine to be a little bit more smoky on the outside. So I'm using a lighter purple on the inner corner and then a darker purple on the outer corner. Remember, you guys, this is all inspiration. There is no right or wrong way to do these makeup looks or wrong colors. It's whatever works for you, whatever's in your head. Use your inspiration. Get out of your own heads and start building, going forward, you guys. Don't knock yourself down. If you make a mistake, it's okay. Try again. Remember, especially for Halloween, you guys can be so much more bolder than you are on your regular basis. I'm going in with a cream base first to add that black, and then we're going to use black eyeshadow. If you guys want an intense smoky black eye, you guys always want to use a cream base first, maybe a black pencil, even a brow pencil, anything first, and then to put that black eyeshadow. You see how dark and how pronounced that is? You guys, every time you want a base like that, you want a black smoky traditional eye, you want to put a black base first, a creamy gel base, and then go in there with your black eyeshadow. Always clean. And I like to do my eyes first. You guys will always see me do that with my makeup looks, because your eyes being clean on the bottom makes it so much easier and you don't have to worry about a mess. I'm going in there with our foundation all over the face. I'm going in with a more medium to full coverage so we get that super slickness, because we're going to be building and we're going to be creating these heavy cheekbones that Maleficent is known for. I wanted to do more of a plaster, but the plaster that I bought did not work. It was dried up, so we weren't going to just change the look for it. So we just decided to do it straight onto the face. There's no right or wrong way. We're going to go in with our photo finish foundation. That is always the magic, especially when we're going for a super clean diva look, because we want to be a diva, super clean, Maleficent kind of look. We're going to go over and under to highlight all those bases. If you guys want a more detailed tutorial on highlighting, please let me know in the comments. If you guys want to see a specific Halloween look, please let me know. We're going to go in with the Lazy Cosmetics number 12 contour stick. I am going to reinforce it later on with a darker eyeshadow just to kind of give that Maleficent. I'm trying to build up the cheekbones just to get that super contour that she's known for, trying to make it even, one higher than the other that it was. So we had to kind of build it up and clean it up later. We're going to go in with a smaller, more precise brush and kind of smoke it out to give it that definition. And yes, you kind of want these cheekbones to be very, very stuck out. You don't want to diffuse it because you want it to give it that high super cheekbone and go from my cookie face to more of a sculpted face. That's what Maleficent is known for. So this is sometimes why you build in the cheeks. It makes it more pronounced. But like I said, I think this look just came out super, super bomb. Just using makeup and just using your imagination. There is no wrong or right way. Remember, you're using your own expression. You don't have to be a replica or a super copy of the thing. You have to inspire yourself and just work with what you got, you guys. for these Halloween costumes, sometimes you don't have to spend thousands of dollars. You just have to inspire yourself and work through what you already have. I'm using a very lighter concealer, at least 3 shades lighter, just to kind of really brighten it up and really bring this look together. I'm using a smaller concealer brush just to not mix these colors in, so we keep that highlighted in and it really pops all these highlighting and contouring. Because for Maleficent, really, like I said, cheekbones and a lot of definition is really the most important part to this makeup look, just to keep it clean and blended. And sometimes when you go in and you start blending out the products, you're kind of losing that chiselness, and that's not what we want, because like I said, for Maleficent, the most important thing is to have these very kind of defined, chiseled version of her look, and that's what kind of gives you that Maleficent look. I'm gonna go in with liquid blush and Ruby just to give it that nice little red burgundy look that she has, to give it a nice little lift. And you want to go pretty high above that, but you see how I'm losing a little bit of that chisel. We're going to set everything, because we got to set everything to make sure everything locks in and stays in place. We got to make sure everything doesn't move. We locked in, y'all locked in, I'm locked in, we all locked in. We're going to keep brightening up under the eyes, because like I said, this is going to be a super bright, clean Maleficent look, because we're going to be diva'd up. I'm going to go in with a contour powder, and I was using the brown, and obviously the brush was a little bit too big, so I'm going to change brushes, and then I'm going to add a little bit of a darker. I'm using brown, and like I said, I'm going to go in there still with a little bit of black, so we keep that really kind of pronounced, defined look, like I said, because the cheekbones are the most important thing to me and the Maleficent look, for you to look very, very chiseled. I'm blending it all out, so we're taking off the excess of the powder to make sure we don't have any flashback and we look diva. So I'm going to go in there again with a smaller, more precise brush, or more of a black eyeshadow, to continue that contour, to make sure that we look chiseled, but everything does look blurred and it doesn't look super, super over striking or overdrawn on. And technically, it didn't matter if it was super drawn on, because remember, it's Halloween. It doesn't matter. You're a piece of art. So I'm going to go in there back with blush, and then we're going to add some highlight, because we need to highlight, because we got to shine like a diamond. Can never have too much highlight and too much shine. I'm going to smoke out under the eyes. Look how immediately it gives you that Maleficent drama. I am the drama. Yes, ma'am. Look at that. Look immediately how everything is coming together. I'm going to reinforce those eyebrows again too, to bring them back, because I feel like they're faded out. We're going to use a bright red lippy, because that's what Maleficent is known for. Like I said, remember, there's no right. Some people use black lippy. I think her more traditional is that red striking lip. I'm not going to add any gloss to it, because I want it to be matte and striking. Like I said, we're going to be reliving these brows, because we matted them down, and I need them to be black as my soul, like Maleficent here. Bringing them back in there, keeping them looking like strokes. So I'm using a very thin brush and kind of lining in the back, and then I'm going to always kind of feather it up on the top of the brow, just for it could look like hairs, to keep it as natural as possible. We're bringing down our sign. I hope you guys are enjoying looks like this. Remember, get out of your own heads. Do it. If you can play any time of the year, it is for Halloween. If you guys want me to do any type of looks, please let me know in the comment section. If you guys like more videos like this, if you guys want me to do more voiceovers, or if you guys want me to talk through the makeup, your recommendations are very valued here, good or bad. I'm always willing to hear them. Make sure that you follow and subscribe to our channel. I'm going to try to do at least 12 looks this season. Look how lashes just change the makeup. Every time somebody asks me, lashes or no lashes, always lashes, you guys. I love you. Keep looking.
Go away. Go. Go away. I don't like children.